Is it Krasinski?
Sir.
Mr. Krasinski, you're charged with forgery of a financial instrument between $100 and $750. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 25th, 2022, the complaining witness stated that his vehicle had been stolen from a Home Depot parking lot, Harris County, Texas. A short time later, the officers recovered the stolen vehicle and the defendant was able to get the vehicle back, but his checks were missing. The officers found that the defendant had attempted to sign and forge the sign and cash the checks, which were stolen from the vehicle in the amount of $190 and $125 dated 9/26/22.
Can I speak? The two checks.
Don't say anything. Did they catch him with the checks on him?
So
Okay. Did I maybe I zoned out. I don't know
the
what.
checks had been cashed at a bank.
Okay,
And I guess they were flagged as being
Sure.
fraudulent, and the defendant's signature was on the checks.
do you have any kind of visual evidence that he's at the bank, cashing the checks, negotiating the checks? How do you know it's him?
So it looks like the officer that was investigating was able to review surveillance footage from the bank and then
Okay.
compared that to a copy of the defendant's or photo from the defendant's Texas driver's license. And that's how they were able to identify him.
On video, they see him negotiating the checks, signing, giving it to tellers and taking it.
The officer stated in the DIMS that he was able to obtain a photo of the defendant that was taken at the time of the forgery and then use that to compare. He compared the photos from the driver's license.
Okay. What bank is this?
It says Barri Financial Group, BARRI.
Okay. Mr. Krasinski, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to pick up any new cases, not to have any contact with the complaining witness, and not to go back to this bank. Do you understand?
Okay.
Unless you have an open account in this bank. So what happened with the UUMV? Did they catch it? Was he involved allegedly with the UUMV?
There's no allegation that he was involved with that, Judge. Obviously there was a UUMB charge filed against this defendant.
Do we have a co-defendant? Do you know?
There's no co-defendant listed, Judge.
So they didn't arrest anyone with regard to the UUMV, I guess.
It doesn't look like it, Judge.
Okay. What do you do for a living, sir?
I sell stuff on Marketplace and Amazon, stuff like that.
I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every person in Harris County. And if I have to put you in jail to protect my county, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. If you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000 to get you out, you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with. And I want you to understand, you better have a halo over your head. Do you understand, Mr. Krasinski?
Right.
All right. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir?
Sure. Is there any way to pay restitution on this?
Let's not just. First things first, let me get you a lawyer and then you'll have you talk to the lawyer and then try to negotiate something with the state. But I don't want you to start saying stuff because, you know, anything you say, they're going to use it against you. So I need you to fill out an application for me, though. Do you mind giving me an application? Thanks. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Jermaine, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, though. All right, come on. So Morgan, if you can file all those. Hey, what's up?
We like to get, had an opportunity to discuss this matter with Attorney Siegler. We would like to get a TRAS done on Mr. Williams. I think that we're pretty close to getting it worked out. I know, and I heard it loud and clear.
I'm not, the case is 5 years old. He's been MIA for that long, you know? it's, how's that fair for everyone else you know?
No, yeah, I completely understand. Obviously, I've been on the case for about 72 hours at this juncture. I just think in the interest of justice, given what the facts are on this matter, I think there are a lot of mitigating factors in this case that possibly may not necessarily result in a dismissal of the case, Your Honor, but definitely can work in the interest of justice, given the actual facts. It is unfortunate that this case has been floating around for 4.5, 5 years now, but I am.
It's him and its refusal to come and do what he's supposed to do. Have you run an NCIC to see how he's behaved while he's been on bond for this case as well? Has he picked up other new cases as well? Does he have any other DWIs? You know, but he's been MIA for 5 years. That's just.
And at this time, this was the one where I was mentioning those hospital records, and for some reason we have for all these years filed the HIPAA protective order to share those with them. So I was trying to do that and give them a second.
I'm happy to sign it and give this up, but I mean, for me to give him more time to get ready for to work a dismissal when he's been gone for 5 years and now he wants more time. Really? I want more hair. Am I going to get it? I mean, has he picked up any other cases while he's been?
Some home improvement fraud felonies from October of this year, unknown disposition.
He's on bond for felonies now?
Your Honor, just by way of clarification, these are some out-of-state matters. Obviously, this is not the time or space to get into the details of that, but suffice to say, I'm pretty certain those matters are going to be dismissed. Louisiana has some very different rules on just.
What is his name again?
Green Williams.
Come up, Mr. Williams.
Hurtado Luis.
You're on bond for this DWI. You've been on bond since 2019, and now you've picked up a couple felonies out of state. I don't want you to talk about the case. My only concern is while you're on bond in this case, you're supposed to behave yourself. You're not supposed to pick up any new cases, and you picked up a couple felonies out of another state. Are we supposed to reward you for picking up new cases? What else has he done, Ms. Ziegler, since 2019? 2 cases, 1 case?
I believe it was just one case from October.
Why should I not revoke his bond and put him in jail now? He's on bond for this case. He's been on bond and he now picked up a felony in another state.
And I do understand that, Your Honor. I think that just in the interest of justice, I think that given the facts, and obviously we're not here to discuss what's going on in Louisiana.
Are you representing him in Louisiana?
I'm not, no, Your Honor, I'm not representing him in Louisiana, but obviously I'm in contact with counsel there. I think without getting into the details of that, Your Honor, I think it's an extraordinarily interesting law that they have, or laws that they have in Louisiana, where what we would consider as a technical civil dispute somehow gets transformed into a criminal matter in Louisiana. Obviously, the French civil law, I don't even attempt to try to understand those rules, but it is more of a civil dispute more than some type of fraud that was taking place in this situation. I think we're very optimistic that that's going to get resolved. Obviously, I've just been on this matter, Your Honor, focusing in on the DWI matter, Your Honor. Yes, it was a crash, but the facts as set forth in the incident report, Your Honor, he did not collide with another vehicle. He didn't hit a pole. He didn't hit a tree. Instead, based upon the report, he swerved to avoid another car coming out of a private driveway. So to avoid from hitting that vehicle, he swerved, hit a curb, which resulted in blowing out the tire on his vehicle. The car had other people in the car, and obviously that creates some issues, as Your Honor could imagine. But this was not a DWI case where he's driving down the road 60 miles an hour and crashes into someone or anything in that realm, Your Honor. So for those reasons, I think in the interest of justice, having him to go to jail, not that that's what's on the table right now, but having.
It is on the table now because he picked up a felony case while he's on bond for a case, right? He's been MIA for 5 years. And now you want some kind of in the interest of justice. The interest of justice is that we protect our county. You're on bond for this case. You've been on bond for 5 years. You've been gone. Now you pick up a felony case. Are we supposed to pat you on the back? No, I'm revoking your bond. I'm taking you into custody. What are we supposed to do? You know, you can't just be gone and then you pick up a felony case in another state. I mean, what are we supposed to do? You know? Really? But you have to understand that actions have consequences, right? You're an adult. Your failure to act, your failure to come, you're picking up a new case. Now, I know that you say it's a civil dispute, but they found enough probable cause and a grand jury indicted you. That's usually between 9 to 12 people that sit, have completely neutral and detached, sit, listen to facts and determine, hey, we think this person may have committed a felony offense.
It was original arrest warrant, and it's still, the DA still hasn't accepted charges.
And Your Honor, again, not getting into the details, and it's not, we're not here to try to resolve the Louisiana.
I get it, but
I'm sorry.
go
No,
ahead.
Your Honor, and I'm just, let me suggest it, Your Honor. What happens in Louisiana is this. There is a civil dispute between the parties, what we would call a civil dispute. And as a result, in Texas, what we would do in the event if a contractor or subcontractor is not paid, we place a lien on someone's property. In Louisiana, if that same transaction happens, the homeowner, now obviously there would be consequences, there may be consequences for that homeowner, can call the DA and say, no, this guy ripped me off. Notwithstanding the fact they owe him money, this guy ripped me off. And if the DA there,
Because I've had 2 people that have done that to me.
well, Your Honor, over there, Your Honor, over there, that it turns into a criminal matter. So again, we think it's going to get wiped away. I know we are this close to getting this matter resolved. And I think in all respect to the court, all respect to the bench, Your Honor, not being here for 5 years is a major issue. This matter should have been resolved a long time ago. Had I been brought in 6 months ago, it would have been resolved 6 months ago, Your Honor. We're just asking that, one, if there could be a level of grace and mercy extended to Mr. Williams at this today, I think we could get the matter resolved today, Your Honor. Obviously, I haven't had an opportunity to look at the medical records. I haven't had an opportunity. I haven't had more than 30 minutes to even examine the record.
And you know, I'm sorry that you're being placed into this precarious position now. And the facts are what they are, right? If we could make our own facts, we would all win. But at times, the bill comes due. That is today. But if you think that you can just continue to get away, jump 5 years, come back, and while you're out there, you pick up a felony case as well. I can't because I would be telling you that behavior is okay, and it's not. If you guys are able to, work something out, by all means, I'm okay with that. But I can't in good conscience when he's been gone for 5 years. He picked up a felony, whether it's in Abu Dhabi, whether it's in Alabama, Oklahoma, he's hopscotching states, but he goes with you. If you want to work something out, I'm happy to whatever you guys want to do, but it's only fair, it really. But like I said, if you guys work something out, I'm happy to entertain whatever you guys want to do. But you guys talk, don't
Understand.
not here. He's going to take him back. I'm going to let you guys talk, see what you want to do. I'm all ears. I'm always open to anything else. But the bill comes due. All right. Take your
Have
time. There's no
opportunity.
rush. Yeah. Mr. Mr. Williams, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 19 days that you've done. I want you to understand that this behavior is just unacceptable, you know, and I'm serious when I mean that here, we're about accountability. And if I don't hold you accountable, I'm telling you it's okay, and that you can just continue to run amok and just and railroad, and it's not. We mean business. We're here to not only protect the community, but to teach you a lesson so that you understand that it can't continue, right? I don't know what happened over there. I don't need, but when you're on bond, you can't pick up a felony case, and there are consequences, and I hope that you get it, right? The other thing that you need to get also now is that this will reflect as a conviction on your record. If you're ever in a car, I don't care where you are, I don't care what state you're in, you get pulled over and you have a smell of anything funky, they're gonna probably take you in. They see that you have a prior DWI, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck. So if I were you, I would never, ever get into a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a toke off of a joint, you smell anything funky, I'm telling you, you're gonna go down. And what we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. So like I'm saying, I'm doing this, believe it or not, to help you, because we want to see the best in you. We want the best from you. Be better, do better. You know, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. I have to suspend your license. I am going to suspend it for 180 days. There is also a mandatory suspension, a DPS surcharge. I will waive that for you now, but I want you to understand that if you come back a second offense, you're looking at a minimum of $6,000 in fines and fees, not to mention another court cost of around $600 to $700. So you pick up another DWI, not only is a minimum 30 days, but you're looking at probably around $7,000 in fines and fees. Just one button on this phone, $30, wherever you want to go in this, don't matter where you want to go. That's what you need to do. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty. I will sentence you to it. You're going to walk out of here. You're not going to owe anything, but don't come back. All right. Thank you, counsel. All right, guys. Good luck. Yes, sir. Thanks. Yeah.